I mean, my understanding is as we get older, we lose the abilities. You know, everything reduces
Sure.
in terms of taste receptors and
Yep.
olfactory.
Definitely.
So, you know, a bit like being on board aircraft, we've
Yeah.
got to think about enhancing, you know, flavors. And,
I agree.
you know, for retirement homes, you know, you've got to engage customers. You've got to, not customers, the residents. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you've got to engage the residents with, you know, food that's going to stimulate them and feel excited.
Yeah,
Maybe
totally. Because you have that. You have, as you know, well, on both sides of the spectrum. So you have with children, there's you know, all sorts of kind of issues that we could be looking at in terms of how they engage with foods.
Concentration
and, you know,
being one of them.
Yeah, totally. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have the elderly, where there's a huge problem with malnutrition, and in some cases, quite a substantial loss of appetite that leads to weight loss, and that's not coming at a good time in life. So you know, finding meaningful, interesting ways of changing these food experiences through these kind of, and it's not all about, I guess, elements that really it's not about kind of dry ice pouring out over the table to engage people, but it is about these kind of sensory touch points at every kind of step of the journey.
One of the areas in cutlery is there's some physical requirements. So Parkinson's, as an example, you've got shaking hands. So the weight of the cutlery is really important, because having something with some weight in it gives some stability in the hands. Yeah. So you're not shaking as much, so you're able to control. You may want a slightly bigger head, because your hand's shaking and you want to keep food stuff on the fork. Right. There may be, so this is quite an interesting idea for aging population, and you've got a kind of, it's a knife.
So this is like a really classy sport, right? This is the
but you
king
want to
of
be
sports.
Classy still. You don't want to have a gardening
And I was thinking,
tool.
yes,
really
I agree.
Important.
Yeah. I was thinking you don't want something that looks like a medical implement, right?
Aspirational.
Yeah.
Like you still.
Don't compromise, and the moment it starts feeling like a medical aid.
You're on a downward spiral then, if you've given up. So you can rock here to cut. You've got a spoon for scooping and a prongs for picking up food. And
that's super cool.
you know, it's quite interesting. It's a full-size piece of cutlery.
That's lovely.
And but you know, let's say you've only got one arm. You may have lost an arm, or you might have restriction or a stroke. Sure. You've lost ability to move one arm. Yeah. You know, to have a cutlery tool, which is a knife, fork, and spoon, you know, makes you be able to live life still. You've got functionality.
Definitely.
To everything you need.
Again, and it's thinking about those little things with the quality of life.